West, and here come the Wolfpack. Boise State and Nevada. The Wolfpack at 3-1, the Broncos at 3-2. Mackey Stadium's 300th game, and of course, it is sold out. In the Mountain West, this weekend, the biggest game was Utah State's takedown of number 18 BYU, and now the attention is turned to Nevada and Boise State. Hi everybody, Rich Waltz along with Adam Archuleta. Welcome to Reno. Now, across the country, this is not known as a big rivalry, but if you ask the two schools, it is. I mean, they've got great history of high-stake football with incredible finishes and a healthy dislike for each other.
Well, that's what it takes. That's what a big-time rivalry is. And both of these teams have played great football so far in the Mountain West, in a great position to be right there at the end in the Mountain West standings. A win tonight would be a great springboard for the rest of their season.
Boise State took a hit last week, though, at Air Force. They've had issues with turnovers. Grant Hedrick, their quarterback, did not have a good game.
Not at all, and it was an awful game. I think he knows that, and everybody knows that. His second four-pick game of the season, where he was benched in favor of Ryan Finley. But I think if you take a step back and you look at his body of work since he's taken over as the starting quarterback here, he is more than capable of leading that high-powered offense that Boise State fans are accustomed to seeing. He's got great efficiency, he's got great accuracy, and like a lot of the great modern college football quarterbacks, that unique ability to use his legs if you fail to account for him in the quarterback run game.
All right, you want body of work? I'll give you a body of work. Let's talk about Nevada. They're 3-1. That one loss is looking better by the minute. It was to 5-0 Arizona, and it was on the road and only by 7 points. Now, last week, though, they had to use their defense, and it's a very good defense. Brock Hekking is kind of the guy that makes it go.
Well, and he is everything that Brian Polian and Scott Boone, the defensive coordinator, want in their defensive players. He has that insatiable thirst to play snap to whistle, that effort and intensity that is infectious to his teammates. And don't look at his sack numbers. He only has 1.5 sacks so far this season. But if you don't have an answer for him and you're just going to play one-on-one football, well, number 53 is going to have a party in your backfield for an entire football game.
Turnovers, turnovers, turnovers. Both coaches talked about it all week long. Cassie Gallo, both coaches feel it's very important.
Yeah, guys, one thing the Wolfpack defense does well is capitalize on turnovers. Their margin is 8th in the country, and it's been big problems for Boise State. The Broncos have not been consistent in taking care of the ball, and not surprisingly, it's cost them. In their 3 wins, they gave up 2 total turnovers, but in the 2 losses, 11 turnovers. 7 came last week, including those 4 interceptions. That's why tonight, all eyes will be on quarterback Grant Hedrick, and if he can bounce back against that Nevada defense on the prowl.
There's a look at Boise State's first-year head coach, Brian Harsin, but no stranger to the program. He was a quarterback just like Grant Hedrick is. So a very emotional night, and it always seems to be when Boise State and Nevada face off. It's been lopsided, one-sided for Boise State. The Broncos have won 13 of the last 14, but that one loss, maybe the biggest loss in Boise State history back in 2010. And a big play and a loose ball. Boise State will hang on to it. Starting lineups brought to you by Chick-fil-A. Let's start with a quarterback. And let's start with Grant Hedrick. How does he bounce back?
Well, what he has to do is he has to completely erase what happened last week. He's got to trust his instincts. He's got to trust his coaching, and he has to let it rip. If he comes into this game and is hesitant, well, then they're not going to be able to move that ball. He's got to grip it. He's got to rip it. He's got to play loose, and he should have a winning formula for success.
Very, very good in the 3 wins. Not so much in the 2 losses. First and 10, Boise State, their own 16. On the ground, Jay Ajayi, and he is stuffed at the 17. Ajayi, one of the more explosive players in the Mountain West Conference. Offensively,
Look to the outside, the little man, Shane Williams-Rhodes.
Well, this production for the offense has been through their 2 wide receivers. Matt Miller is out. Williams-Rhodes figures to be a big part of this game plan.
Shotgun for Hedrick. Ajayi again. And again, nothing going. Yards are tough to come by. Matthew Lyons, who had the penalty, makes the stop. Adam. Keys to the game.
Well, let's play master of the obvious. Boise State. Cassie hit on it in the open. Ball security. It's easy. Defense, you got to hold up on the outside. Your secondary has been banged up. Big wide receivers here for the Wolfpack. For the Nevada Wolfpack offense, convert on 3rd downs defensively, make Boise State one-dimensional.
On 3rd and 10, Hedrick scrambling, looking, throwing, man open, Burrows the catch, and he's got it inside Nevada territory, and he's out of bounds at the 42-yard line. Getting the ball down the field, important for Boise State.
Heads-up play out there for Burrows, matched up with Evan Favors. He sees Hedrick break the pocket, he breaks out his route, and Hedrick is able to connect down the sideline.
Ajayi now, a little softer over the middle, and he surges forward for about 6 yards. Boise State has moved the football this year. They are 2nd in the Mountain West Conference in total yards. Where they've stalled is inside the red zone, and they're getting close. 2nd and 10. Ajayi, nice move, and he backpedals to the 21-yard line. It's a gain of 6. Jordan Hansen made the stop for Nevada. Ajayi, the junior out of Plano, Texas, does a little bit of everything.
Big back, runs tough, excellent out of the backfield. You hear Brian Polian as we set up this 3rd down and 4 here for the Broncos. The need to put as many hats on the ball as possible.
Hedrick rolling on 3rd and 4. And throwing, it's caught on the sideline. Williams-Rhodes has the 1st down inside the 10. And the Broncos in the red zone now, 1st and goal from the 9.
Good execution on the sprint out pass. Getting outside the contain of that Nevada Wolfpack defense, and Williams-Rhodes, who is dynamite in open space. You're going to see him in the slot, a little out pattern, gets lost in coverage. Hedrick hits him on the run.
Ajayi gets hit in the backfield. Yates again, and he will lose a couple yards. Good penetration by that Nevada defense. Scott Boone, their defensive coordinator, in his 1st year. Red zone problems for Boise State. And that's been a big issue. And Nevada has one of the best red zone defenses in the country. They're 4th in the nation.
The big key is get the ball in your best player's hands. Jay Ajayi, make sure he touches it as often as possible.
Williams-Rhodes, right side to the 5. And knocked out of bounds there. Hedrick was on the sideline. It was a direct snap. Williams-Rhodes ended up with it. Boise State's going to end up with 3rd down and goal from about the 3. Tonight's Red Zone brought to you by Verizon.
How about that? They put their wide receiver, Thomas Spurbeck, in there, hand the ball out to Ajayi, and then give the ball to Williams-Rhodes.
3rd and goal, Hedrick. Williams-Rhodes in motion. Option look, inside pitch, touchdown Boise State. Jake Rowe, the tight end. Red zone problem solved.
Dan Goodale on the extra point.
It is a touchdown throw since it was a forward toss. And Goodale, who missed a field goal, nails the extra point. Boise State on the board first at Nevada. 7-0. Scott Boone, defensive coordinator for Nevada, told us yesterday his defense had to adjust and had to make plays off that. Kickoff goes through the end zone. And Chick-fil-A brings you the starting lineups. And And we start with Cody Fajardo, their quarterback, a multi-talented guy.
Yeah, last week they really struggled in their passing game. They really couldn't find their timing. But 2 games ago against Arizona, 321 yards, 3 touchdowns. That's the Fajardo that they want to see in the passing game.
New running back, James Butler. And straight ahead he goes. Butler across the 26 and falls out to the 29s. All right, the offense, they do run the pistol. They're very efficient. Jackson, the tailback, a guy that you like a lot.
Everything centers around their running game. And Don Jackson, when healthy, you give him a seam, he's going to split it, and he's going to keep on running. That's somebody that they have to feature here tonight against the Broncos.
Swing pass. Jared Gibson, lots of room, midfield. Gibson, the tight end, into Boise State territory and out of bounds at the 43-yard line.
You see this multiple times per game from college football. Gibson over here, out behind the line of scrimmage. The linebacker out there, Tanner Vallejo, who's playing nickel spot, misses him in coverage. Big play.
Big play, quick tempo. Both teams up-tempo offenses. Both teams don't spend a whole lot of time standing around.
Yeah, one thing when we talked to Nick Rolovich, their offensive coordinator, they felt that we do have to push the tempo. Last week against the Spartans, we used it, and when we did, we were effective, especially in the running game. So that's something that they want to try and feature here and try and go right at that Boise State defensive front.
No gain on the carry. Fajardo in the pistol. On 2nd and 10. Fajardo with time over the middle. Caught at the 15, down to the 13. Hassan Henderson.
(6'5" on 5'9". Hassan Henderson split out, deep post. Dante Dion gets beat inside with no safety help, and a brilliant throw by Cody Fajardo.
1st and 10, Nevada at the Boise State 13. James Butler behind him. And it's Butler on the carry. And he's hit and dropped. Gets through. Fajardo kept it. It was Fajardo who pulled it, tucked it, and scored.
But what a heads-up play by Fajardo, excuse me. Armin Nance comes right in there, untouched, the defensive tackle to try and blow it up. And a good answer drive right there for the Wolfpack.
Brent Zuzo for the extra point. And he drills it. Great ball skills by Fajardo. He pulled it and scored. Cody Fajardo got me, and he got the Boise State defensive line. A little over 5 minutes left, first quarter. Burrows and Bertoli are deep. And it's Dallas Burrows across the 15 to the 17-yard line. See Brian Polian in his 2nd year. Last year 4-8. They have bounced back to go 3-1 to start this season.
And Hassan Henderson, he was going to get extended playing time today because Jericho Richardson, the normal receiver that plays in that spot, was banged up last week. So now down some receivers. We'll see how they're going to fix that on their next drive.
Swing pass, Ajayi to the 20, across the 25, close to the first down at the 28-yard line. Jay Ajayi. You see where they mark it. They mark it just shy of the 29, and it's enough for the first down. It moves the chains.
Yeah, when you lead a big back like that, a 6 foot, 216-pound back right there so you can catch the ball and get a full head of steam. Very difficult tackle for a defensive player.
Broncos their own 31. Hedrick has time to the sidelines. Gorgeous pass caught there. Thomas Spurbeck, who had a big game last week at Air Force, and he's right at midfield on the catch. Evan Favors on the coverage, 21 yards on the pickup.
Both linebackers bluffing inside, trying to show blitz. Hedrick drops back, protection. You see his wide receiver, Thomas Spurbeck, get open in the flat. and he puts the ball right there in the hands.
Broncos back on the move. Ajayi outside. Big hit from the secondary. Charles Garrett and Nigel Hakens.
Well, you don't want to take too many of those. Nice job by his tight end and his wide receivers blocking. You give a big guy like that much of an edge, and again, head of steam. Hakens throwing his body in there, but you don't want to take too many of those blows as a smaller defensive back.
Gain of 9, 2nd and short. It's McNichols. McNichols to the 20, steps out of bounds. Jeremy McNichols was a late add. The freshman out of Long Beach getting his first playing time, significant playing time, and running it well.
You've got to be able to set the edge. 2 plays in a row, you see number 74, Archie Lewis, get out there. You see the tight end get out there. Nobody untouched, and McNichols has the speed to gash him.
Ajayi up the gut, inside the 5, down to the 4, gain of 9. Nigel Hakens made the stop, and the red zone issues that Boise State has suffered from don't seem to be apparent tonight.
Well, the offensive line right now, especially in this drive, putting together a great blocking performance.
Quick throw, Williams Rhodes, and he's in. Touchdown, Boise State. Shane Williams Rhodes. And a long touchdown drive. Grant Hedrick for Williams Rhodes, just his 2nd touchdown catch of the year. And it's blocked. Extra point blocked. So 13-7, Boise State, Nevada. This is a rivalry game, a lopsided rivalry. Boise's won 13 of the last 14. Of course, Nevada had a big win back in 2010. It still sticks in a lot of Boise State fans' memory banks. Mitchell, 5 yards deep. And it will come out to the 20. The Wolfpack down by 6. Cody Fajardo rolling, throwing quickly. Caught there by Jericho Richardson out to the 34-yard line. And it's a gain of 9.
Gain of 8 on the play.
Now, many would pronounce his last name Fajardo. He pronounces it Fajardo. And he said he does that because as a youngster, everybody mispronounced it. And he said, I'm just going with Fajardo.
It gives him personality. I like it.
Fajardo in trouble to the sidelines, has the first down, and is out of bounds at the 42-yard line.
Well, when you get your chance to tackle these mobile quarterbacks and you get in the backfield, you have to do it. Tanner Vallejo, coming off of a slot blitz, has a chance, but you see the athleticism and the awareness of Fajardo to get past the other side, and then he just simply outruns Sam McCaskill, the other defensive end, picks up the first down.
Jackson out to the 42. As we approach a minute left, first quarter. Lots of offense. That's not a surprise. These teams have combined for over 250 yards of total offense already.
Yeah, both teams trying to establish the running game, and you saw the Broncos doing just that in that last drive, and that's why you saw them go down the field. Now for the Wolfpack, they want to establish the run, but so far in this game, the inside running game is getting clogged up by that Bronco defensive front. The Wolfpack has to attack the edges.
Fajardo on 2nd down to the sidelines and incomplete. He overthrew his intended receiver. Crowd wants a flag. Wyatt Demps, the intended receiver. First quarter done. Rivalry in the Mountain West Conference. Boise State, a 13-7 lead after 1 quarter. In the Mountain West Conference tonight, Boise State and Nevada, 13-7. Broncos on top, Nevada moving. in Boise State territory, but faced with a 3rd down and 6.
Yeah, very poor last week, and it was their inability to beat man-to-man coverage. This doesn't seem like a man coverage situation. See what Nick Rolovich comes up with. You see the Broncos all standing up, kind of a radar look, trying to confuse Fajardo up inside, not knowing where the pressure's coming from.
Fajardo, quick pop, and it's caught. Richardson, and he has the 1st down. 13 yards on the pickup.
Well, rush 3, drop 8, zone coverage, a slant by Richardson, and again, Fajardo hits him in stride.
Fajardo, middle, cut, 1st down, inside the 10. Wyatt Demps, 22 yards on the pickup.
Boy, what a strike, right inside, right in the middle of the hash marks. You see Fajardo set up, he steps into the throw, fires a bullet right there over the linebacker. Big pickup again on 3rd down, driving the ball downfield, right in the middle of that Bronco defense.
You see Demps, he's in there after the injury to Hassan Henderson. 1st and goal from the 9. Fajardo, touchdown, Gibson. If you like offense, you've come to the right ballgame tonight.
Execution at its finest, play action, bringing up the linebacker. And throwing another strike in the middle.
Brent Zuzo adds the point. Remember, Boise State had an extra point block, and that's the difference in what has been a very entertaining night. Cody Fajardo to Jarrett Gibson. Marcel Yates, the defensive coordinator for Boise State. Scott Boone is the defensive coordinator for Nevada, and neither defense has had much success stopping the other offense. That's Dallas Burrows, who's deep, and Brent Zuzo about to kick it away for the Wolfpack. Over 300 yards of offense already. Burrows smashes his way across the 20 out to the 21-yard line. Hedrick throws it. Williams rolls down the sideline, and a great job of improvisation by Hedrick.
100% by design, option football. Hedrick, he's watching the defense. Right as you see number 25 come right in there, Brian Lane drops the coverage. Hedrick hits it out to Williams Road, and he makes him pay.
Back to work, Burrows with the catch. At the 46-yard line, it's a gain of 6. Let's go down to the sideline. Cassie Gallo.
Guys, a quick update on Hassan Henderson. He is back on the field. Trainers are still working on him, but they're taping up his knees where it looks like he has a couple of scabs on him. But I am told he is going back in the game.
That's great news.
Real good news.
Big catch on that first scoring drive for Nevada. Boise State football from their own 47. Ajayi. A gain of maybe 3. Duran Workman made the stop. And it brings up 3rd down.
3rd down and 4, possible man-to-man situation. Right here, you're going to see that stack up top. Watch for some sort of combination by Williams Rhodes.
Ajayi in the backfield with Holden Huff. Hedrick swings it. Ajayi, a stumbling catch. He's right at the sticks, and they mark him just short of the 45. That's good for the 1st down, and the Broncos continue to move the football.
They motion over to create a bunch, and that puts the defense, it takes their eyes off of Jay Ajayi. He leaks right there into the flat. That's an easy 1st down, easy throw for Hedrick.
1st and 10, Boise State. From the Nevada 18, Hedrick has had an outstanding start to this game. Ajayi, nothing there. Back to the line of scrimmage. Dupree, Roberts, Jordan made the stop. Look at the numbers that Hedrick has put up so far.
And you see, it's a conservative game plan. A lot of his passing attempts are getting him out there on the edge, giving him some clean reads, not making him do too much, because that would be catastrophic for his confidence to come in here with a sophisticated passing game and follow up a 4-interception performance with more turnovers.
2nd and 10. In the red zone, once again, is Boise State. Ajayi over the left tackle, maybe a yard. Well, the Broncos have been good on 3rd down on this drive, but it's getting longer from 3rd and 4 to 3rd and 6, now 3rd and 9.
And Nevada, their defense stepping up again in the red zone, making it very challenging. Nowhere to run up inside, 3rd and long. And so look for a screen. You got a nasty split at the top with Jay Ajayi lined up near to him.
On 3rd and 9, blitz coming. Hedrick flushed. Wings it out of bounds. Now the Broncos have missed a field goal tonight. Dan Goodale missed from 43 yards. He also has had an extra point block. This is the field goal.
See that when he just pushes to the right, and he's been an excellent field goal kicker. So I'm sure that Brian Harsin has confidence in him, even though he did miss that first one. But again, as you mentioned, 3 points instead of 7. One of the things for this offense is to capitalize.
This one is up, and this one is good. Dan Goodale puts Boise State on top, 16-14. Almost 400 yards of total offense already in this ball game. 9 minutes left in the first half. Boise State up by 2. Rich Waltz, Adam Archuleta, Cassie Gallo in Reno tonight. Rivals in the Mountain West. These two teams have played some epic games with fantastic finishes. And this one off to a fast start. Elijah Mitchell, Kendall Brock. Deep for Nevada. And a deep kick ends up in the seats. And they've kind of followed each other, Adam, from the Big Sky to the Big West to the WAC into the Mountain West.
Yeah, and that's really kind of what makes a rivalry. I think back to my days playing against the Arizona Wildcats. It's always the team that knocks the team out from doing something great.
Ooh, speaking of knocked out, loose ball. Boise State has it if it's a catch.
I'm not quite sure that this was a catch. I'm not sure that James Butler was able to make a football move.
Flags. It is Correa, the sophomore.
A great recognition, timing it up, making contact right there.
All right, the question is catch or no catch?
There is no foul on the play. 2nd down.
I don't think that was a catch. I don't think he was able to make a football move while he had possession of the ball.
Kamale Correa, the sophomore out of St. Louis High School, one of the great high school programs in Honolulu. Fajardo, blitz coming to the sidelines. Henderson back in the game, makes the catch at midfield. 30 yards on the catch.
This is all about size. Hassan Henderson, former quarterback. Tempo right now. Look for a quick run.
Jackson inside Nevada territory. Remember, he left in the first quarter after being injured. Hassan Henderson.
Tough matchup. Jonathan Moxey, 5'10", against 6'5". This is a jump ball. You see Henderson in traffic, contested catch, using that body and coming down with a catch.
Nick Rolovich was a quarterback himself at Hawaii. Jackson to the 45. It'll bring up 3rd down and about 4. Armand Nance, the stop.
And this is the man-to-man down and distance that Nevada has to try and solve. And you go back to last week against the Spartans where they were miserable on 3rd down. It was that inability for them to beat man-to-man coverage. They felt like they really practiced this week on trying to beat press, trying to create those crossing lanes to be able to pick up those crucial 1st downs.
Brian Polian and the Wolfpack faced with 3rd and 4 just inside Boise State territory. Quick slant. Henderson again breaks free. 20 to the 10 and out of bounds. 35 yards on the pickup.
It's a tight window for Fajardo to fit the ball into. You've got dropping linebackers. You see number 54 right there on the screen. And then Henderson using that big body, splitting 2 defenders and picking up yards after the catch. I mean, he's having a heck of a night.
Jackson in the backfield. And it's Jackson. Bounces outside. And that window is closed quickly. Corey Bell came up to make the stop.
It's tough. They have to stick with the run. They have to be patient. They can't give up on it. But there's a Boise State defense that has been exceptional against the run this year. Held their first 4 teams to less than 100 yards on the ground so far this season. So they're having success with the pass, but you can't abandon the run. It's going to pay off later on in the game.
Loss of 1, 2nd and 11. Fajardo to the corner, wide open, caught, touchdown, Richardson. Both Cody Fajardo and Grant Hedrick are having big nights here.
You're going to watch Cleishon Page right there, one-on-one with Jericho Richardson. He drives up on Richie Turner, who's covered. And that's just too much space for Darian Thompson, the free safety, to try and make up.
Never know, might have been a personnel issue as well. But the point is good, and the theme continues. And that theme is offense. Lots of it here tonight. A wild day in college football, that's to say the least. Brent Stover, Christian Fourier, getting ready in New York. Burrows decides to bring it out. Not a great decision. Breathing room now for Boise State. Out to their 26, Ajayi. Matthew Lyons finished him off.
Yeah, you see for the 2nd time tonight, Lyons inside the line of scrimmage, getting off the block, disengaging from the left guard, Travis Averill. And that's the key. You get a guy like Ajayi, a big back who's got speed. You can't give him a full head of steam. You've got to take shots at the line of scrimmage.
Jeremy McNichols, the running back, is lined up as a wide receiver. Hedrick looked to him, and now he's stuffed and sacked. Brian Lane Jr., the first to get there.
They bring Brian Lane Jr. off of the edge. Pressure from Scott Boone's defense. He comes down. He gets knocked down by the right guard. You're going to watch him come right in here. He gets knocked down, but has the awareness as Hedrick tries to scramble to come off and make the tackle.
This is 3rd down and long. 3rd and 12. Hedrick is flushed to the sidelines. And he'll toss it out of bounds. He'll take a hit on the sidelines. Brian Harsin, Boise State's head coach, racing down the sidelines. He wanted a flag.
Oh, Lenny Jones, inside pressure, number 94, is what made Hedrick flush the pocket. The coverage good downfield.
And watching the replay, Hedrick got a little push and then tripped.
That's more like a little love tap, Rich.
No flag. Richie Turner is deep. Sean Whale to punt it. First punt. Turner out to the 27-yard line. Cody Fajardo to the sidelines. Tiptoe, but no catch. Richie Turner was out of bounds.
I'm a little surprised. I would have expected maybe the Wolfpack to kind of slow things down on offense a little bit. They get the ball back before half, so it would be a great plus or a shot in the arm to be able to get the last points before halftime and not give the Broncos a chance.
3.5 minutes left. Fajardo's numbers. He did throw a pick that led to Boise State's first score. And that one is picked. Intercepted. Tyler Gray to the house. Touchdown, Broncos. 32 yards.
Gray, just exceptional pressure off of the edge. Fajardo thinks he has a hot, but Gray floats right over there to the vacated space, keeps his eyes on Fajardo, comes away with a pick six. Perfectly played and executed.
In 4 games coming in, Cody Fajardo had thrown just 1 interception. He's thrown 2 very costly ones here tonight. Tyler Gray with a touchdown. And this is a stunned crowd here in Reno.
Well, a big shot in the arm for the Broncos defensively. And Gray just reading his keys, reading Fajardo. The pressure right here. And Gray goes right there, understanding that that's where the side adjustment's going to be. Keeps his eyes on there, undercuts the receiver. Green grass, pick six. Broncos back in business.
What were you saying about Nevada not giving Boise State a chance at the end of the half? Elijah Mitchell is deep. So is the kick. Clock under 2.5 minutes left. First half. Fajardo, deep middle. That's picked off. Did he catch it? Did he hold it? Dante Dion. Yeah, it's an interception.
6 interceptions last year. 2 interceptions so far this year. Fajardo throwing the ball in coverage. Dion in great position. What about those ball skills right there? The ball goes through Hassan Henderson. Dion has the awareness, the instincts to get his hands up and come down with the interception. Again, going to the passing game, the last 2 drives have put the Broncos not only back in this, but a chance to extend their lead going into halftime.
Let's see what the Broncos do with it on 1st and 10. Hedrick, big play, goes deep, and it's caught at the 5. Tumbling catch. Chaz Anderson, the sophomore. "54 yards, 1st and goal from the 4.
Well, double post. They bring somebody shallow to clear out. Nigel Hakins opens up the middle of the field. What about the accuracy downfield for Hedrick to strike? And the Broncos again knocking on the door for a touchdown.
Ajayi in the backfield. He has it. And it's stopped.
Here it is. They're going to bring this player here, which is going to influence Hakins. and run the post. Right behind, man-to-man. No middle safety in the middle of the field. And a perfect pass. An even better catch.
2nd and goal. Hedrick keeps it to the corner, to the end zone. Touchdown, Boise State. What a sequence of events for the Broncos. A pick 6, a big hit, and Hedrick takes it in.
Everybody fooled. You see Hekking go inside.
Interception sunk Brian Harsin in Boise State last week. This week, it's his defense that comes up with 3 big picks of Cody Fajardo. And the Broncos head in at the half with a 30-21 lead. Let's go down to Cassie Gallo.
Thanks, guys. Coach, turnovers were an issue coming in. Tonight, you guys are making the most of them. What's working defensively?
Well, we have got a couple turnovers. It was big. You know, Greg getting the interception there and be able to turn that for a touchdown is huge. You know, we still got to tackle better. They're making some plays up inside. We've got to do a better job defending the pass. And then offensively, keep the rhythm. Keep making positive plays is the key for us right now. But we still got a second half. I mean, it's a tight game. Both teams are playing well. We got to come out and play on fire the second half.
And how do you keep that rhythm on offense in the second?
Well, go back, make great adjustments, and just keep doing what we're doing. Stay within the game plan. Guys, go out there and execute one play at a time. It's really that simple.
Thanks, Coach. We'll let you catch your breath.
Thank you.
Thank you, Cassie. Brian Harsin and Boise State, a 9-point halftime lead in the Mountain West. Lots of offense in the first half in the Mountain West. In Reno, Boise State a 9-point lead, 30-21. Rich Waltz along with Adam Archuleta. This was a track meet going back and forth until about 3.5 minutes left, and then all of a sudden some big plays by Boise State's defense took over.
Yeah, both teams came into this game wanting to establish the run. Well, they haven't been able to do that. It started off both quarterbacks hot, both Grant Hedrick for Boise State, and again, Cody Fajardo for Nevada, moving the ball down the field, but then it all fell apart. The pick 6 right before halftime broke the game in Boise State's favor. They followed up an exceptional interception again, sets up another touchdown, and what should have been a comfortable lead for Nevada going into halftime, now they got a lot of catching up to do.
Quicken Loan's first half stats. Look at the total yardage for both teams. Nevada 260, Boise State 303, but the points off turnovers, the pick 6, and then 2 interceptions that set up touchdowns.
And you talk to, Brian Harsin and the Broncos, that's what they had to deal with last week. Of course, talking about the 4 interceptions, 7 turnovers against Air Force, but when you can take those turnovers, not only turn them into points, but turn them into touchdowns, it's a big shot in the arm, big reason why they're up 9 points at halftime.
What a change of scenery for Boise State. On the road at Air Force, a turnover fest in the loss, the 2 touchdown loss last week. Here on the road again in Reno, 9-point halftime lead fueled by 3 picks. Let's go down to the sideline, Cassie Gallo. Cassie?
Guys, just talked to head coach Brian Polian. He said his offense needs to stop shooting themselves in the foot. I asked him about Cody Fajardo and how he needed to settle down. He said he's not worried about him, that those 2 picks didn't belong to him. On defense, he said that his team needs to do a better job of lining up and a better job of communicating, guys.
Well, Brian Polian leans on his dad for a lot of things. Of course, his father, Bill, in the NFL, an incredible career as an executive. Fajardo, pocket collapses, fires it, and it's caught and picked off. Darian Thompson, 4th of the night for Fajardo. He tried to throw it away, but Thompson caught it before he went out of bounds.
The pressure on the outside right here, beating the block of, I believe that's Don Jackson. Number 36 coming inside Tyler Gray. forcing to Fajardo until an awful decision.
Was an interception. Previous play is now in front of the review.
They will review the interception, but it certainly looked like, at least at first blush, like Thompson, for the second time tonight, has an interception.
After further review, the ruling on the field is confirmed, interception.
Wow. And all the talk coming into this wasn't about Cody Fajardo and ball security. It was about Grant Hedrick and his interceptions. And he's been outstanding tonight.
Yeah, well, yeah. In the first game of the season, he has 4 picks against Ole Miss, which we've seen is a great defense. Last week, 4 picks against Air Force. He has come in here and redeemed himself nicely. But now it's Fajardo trying to do too much, and it's costing his team.
Hedrick over the middle, caught in traffic. Holding on is Holden Huff, the junior tight end.
Seam pattern right up here, number 85 on the right side of your screen. Hedrick gets that ball over the linebacker, Matt Lyons, dropping in coverage. Hits his tight end, and again, the Bronco offense moving the ball nicely down the field.
Inside the 10, Hedrick head down to the 2. And close. They bring up 2nd and goal.
Boy, it's amazing, Rich, how fast the game can turn. Because you kind of got the feeling that Nevada was working on something special in the second quarter. And just like that, the Broncos a chance to get another touchdown.
Ajayi, end zone.
It's a touchdown.
CSI Reno says touchdown Boise State.
Boy, nice work. It's tough. You're -4 in turnovers, and the other team turns that into 28 points. It's tough to win ball games at any level.
And in the last 5.5 minutes of game clock, 3 interceptions have turned into 21 points for Boise State. And you saw Ajayi. Nevada has kept him in check tonight. That's not been the issue. Mitchell at the 4. Elijah Mitchell to the 20-yard line. Fajardo on the mark there. Hassan Henderson, who had some big catches in the first half, holds on.
And you see Nick Rolovich moving the pocket, trying to get him on the edge, trying to get away from that pressure. Marcel Yates, heavy pressure to Fajardo's left, and it's worked for most of the game here tonight. So you see, trying to design plays going to his right to give him an extra view of what's going on downfield.
Fajardo slides across the 45, a 9-yard pickup. Let's go down to Casigallo. Cassie.
Guys, for Boise State, one of the perks about having a neighbor like the Seattle Seahawks is they can learn from one of the best defenses in the NFL. This year, the Broncos spent a lot of time watching film from Seattle's games. Defensive coordinator Marcel Yates says he wants his guys to mimic how fast Seattle flies to the ball and plays with an aggressive mentality. He said it's been a big help this year, and guys, a big help tonight.
Well, they're playing like Seattle's defense. I don't know if you want to dub Darian Thompson the Richard Sherman of this ball game, but he's got 2 picks. Tyler Gray, of course, had the touchdown return, and Dante Dion's got an interception.
That's the recipe. They've been opportunistic the entire season coming into this game. 12 turnovers. That was tied for 4th nationally. I have a feeling after this game, they're going to climb even higher on those charts.
There's Marcel Yates in the middle. He played at Boise State. He was a very good defensive back in the late 90s. 3rd and 2. Fajardo keeps it. He's got a lot of green. He's 30. He's 20. He's touchdown Nevada. 56 yards.
Corey Bell had a shot. Fajardo makes him miss, and then he puts it in 5th gear for the touchdown.
And it looks like Nevada, looking at the score, down 10, gonna go for 2. Two-point conversion attempt. Fajardo. Quick throw, it's caught and good. Richie Turner. And the Wolfpack with a big step forward. 8 points. And now down by 8. Cody Fajardo has thrown 4 interceptions tonight for Nevada. But on this run, he takes it. 37-29.
When you sell out, you've got to be able to make one-on-one tackles against great athletes. Marcel Yates selling out with the blitz. And you're going to watch Cody Fajardo keep this ball. Corey Bell comes into the screen right here. Number 38. You've got to be able to make that play. Fajardo puts a move on him. There's nobody on the 2nd and 3rd layer of the defense. And now it's just about straight line speed. Fajardo gets the Wolfpack back in it.
Brent Zuzo to kick it off. There's been over 660 yards of total offense combined in this game already. And that one sails to the end zone. Broncos at their own 20. If you've just joined us, boy, you missed a lot, but there's still plenty of clock. Hedrick. Deep ball. Sideline. And incomplete. Very good coverage by Charles Garrett.
The 3 tight ends. They try and max protect it to get one-on-one coverage, but Charles Garrett double move. There's contact right there, but the ball's not there in the air. Pins his receiver right there to the sideline, nowhere to throw it. That's how you draw it up right there for a cornerback.
2nd and 10. Hedrick. That's a hard-earned 4 yards. To 3, Roberts Jordan with a stop.
You see a lot of quarterback runs inside for Hedrick. He's only 6 foot, 198 pounds. He's not a Mississippi State Dak Prescott. So he takes a lot of abuse. 3rd and 6, spread formation.
Both teams very good on 3rd down in the first half.
You see a pressure, man-to-man look for a wide receiver screen or a pick route.
On the out, Williams Rhodes makes the catch, has the first down. Out to the 33.
Or an out by Williams Rhodes. Good pass protection up front by his offensive line. You see Hedrick is able to sit there cleanly in the pocket, set his feet, plant, throw. And again, look at the accuracy in the ball placement right before Williams Rhodes goes out of bounds.
Quick pop. Williams Rhodes to midfield. A gain of 5.
But these quarterbacks, whether it's Fajardo or Hedrick, they're so tough to play against. You just don't know where they're going to be. You don't know where their spot is. And they do such a good job of being instinctual and evading that pressure and climbing the pocket, breaking containment. It's a challenge out there as a defensive player playing against guys who can move like they do.
Hedrick. Wide open, great throw. Jake Rowe, the tight end. 20 yards. Another big chunk of real estate. Another first down.
Unbalanced set, max protect. Hedrick has time to throw in Rowe. The freshman tight end is able to hit the corner route for another big gainer.
Now at the Nevada 30. Throw again. This time he's escorted out of bounds by Duran Workman.
Well, Hedrick, he just hasn't missed. Whether it's throwing the ball downfield, whether it's in the quick game, he's been protected fairly well tonight. But when he's able to throw with timing, when they're able to throw with rhythm, he puts the ball right there where it's supposed to be.
22 of 26, 285 yards, 2 touchdowns, and importantly, no interceptions. Ajayi bounces it outside. He's 20. He's 10. Ajayi to the corner. He's in. Touchdown. 26 yards.
Boy, what a run. This is brilliant.
Yards after contact. 26 of them. Jay Ajayi on his feet and to the end zone. 44-29 Boise State. 44-29 Jay Ajayi with a touchdown. That one through the end zone. Nevada out to their 20. 1st and 10 off the interference. Don Jackson. Boise State has played the run quite well for everybody that's not named Fajardo.
And they have been all season. Tough running. And it was key for them to come in here and try and make Nevada one-dimensional and make them throw the ball in the air, because in this pistol offense, it's always centered around the running game, whether it's the running backs or it is Fajardo keeping the ball in the quarterback run. That opens up everything, including the play-action game, and they haven't been able to get that going, especially here in the second half.
Jackson straight ahead, and a gain of 2. This is going to bring a 3rd down and a long 7, call it 8.
And you wonder right now if the air has kind of gone out of Nevada's sails, because they came out after halftime, they got the big fumble, they were able to go downfield and score, and then Boise State answers with great quarterback play, big explosive run by Jay Ajayi. And right now, not a lot of energy in this offensive drive.
3rd down, 8. Boise State shows blitz. Fajardo incomplete. And the Broncos hold. Nevada has to give it back to Boise State. Bo Martin with the pressure.
They've shown this look throughout the game. They come up, they show blitz, they get Nevada to check, and then they drop off 8 in coverage. Bo Martin, the pressure on Fajardo, no passing lanes downfield. And the Bronco defense comes up tough and giving their offense back the ball after a quick offensive series.
And give it back to a hot offense. Line drive kick from Alex Boyd. Williams Rhodes. Out to the 23-yard line. Last time Boise State touched it, 10 for 13 on 3rd down tonight. On the road is Boise State. And Ajayi blown up in the backfield by Raheem Yates.
You've seen a couple times here tonight against the run where they've had some penetration. Raheem Yates inside, bursting upfield, beating the block, getting to Ajayi in the backfield. It's just on the passing plays. They haven't been able to win those one-on-one matchups and consistently put pressure on Hedrick and forcing him to make bad decisions.
Third quarter evaporates. Boise State on the road and on top, 44-29. In the Mountain West tonight, Boise State has used 4 interceptions to build a 44-29 lead on the road against Nevada. This is a rivalry game, but it's been lopsided. Boise State has won 13 of the last 14. With the ball at their own 41. Second down and 16. Broncos with the ball and the lead. Hedrick caught from behind and run down. Good hustle by Ian Seau, the nephew of the late Junior Seau.
Just a hustle play. From the backside, chasing him down. Third and long now. Not the best down and distance, but we watched both of these teams here tonight be very effective on both third and long and third and short. You see stacked receivers at the bottom look for a switch.
Blitz coming, it's deflected and picked off! It's Seau! It's a touchdown! Ian Seau. What a wild night in Reno tonight.
Well, Rich, 2 plays in a row. Ian Seau chasing down Hedrick from behind on the play before, and this time lines up on the left side of the defense. Speed rush on the edge, gets his hands up, tips the ball to himself. How's that for his own version of a pick six?
All night long, Grant Hedrick has been almost perfect.
And that's one of those, look, yeah, can you get the ball higher? Yes. That was an exceptional play by Ian Seau coming around the corner, having the awareness to put his hands up, tip the ball to himself. I'm not sure there's much you can do to blame Hedrick for that. Just a great play by a defensive player. And remember, when we talked to Mike Sanford, the offensive coordinator, first thing he talked about was the tireless pursuit and the play of Nevada's defensive line.
Burrows a yard deep. Out to the 21. Well, Boise State still has the lead. Nevada has some momentum. And we still have 14 minutes left of football, at least. Ajayi busts another one, and he's loose, and he's 40. Ajayi racing to the 30, to the 10, and out of bounds. My goodness. It just won't stop.
Same play that he scored the touchdown earlier. Power O, kick out. Starts one direction, is supposed to go this direction, but he cuts it back.
Keeping it and scoring is Ajayi. Direct snap, fake the handoff. And Boise State answers.
Well, Rich, if you want to be a feature back, you've got to be a closer. And when your offense needs you to close it out and put your will and wear out the defense, your number is called, you've got to step up, and that's exactly what Jay Ajayi has done here in the second half of the Broncos offense.
Jay Ajayi and Boise State, a lot of time left. 51-36. 51-36. Jay Ajayi has taken over here in the second half. Chick-fil-A fan cam. Some sights and sounds from tonight's sellout crowd, Mackey Stadium. Here in Reno, plenty of Boise State fans. This has always traditionally been a great road trip for fans from Boise to come down to Reno for the weekend. There have been just 2 punts in this football game. 13:22 left here in Reno. All right, let's go back to your keys.
Well, ball security was a key part for Boise State. They've done a good job of that. The last one, great play by Nevada's defense. They've held up pretty well on the outside by their receivers. 4 interceptions so far for that defense. And for Nevada, they've converted on 3rd downs, but the turnovers have been the big question. And they have failed to make the Boise State Bronco offense one-dimensional. Did a good job in the first half, but the second half has been all Jay Ajayi.
Fajardo, sideline pattern, caught there by Hassan Henderson. To your point, 101 yards in the second half for Ajayi.
Big play, explosive plays. And they've come at a time where just when you think Nevada has had some momentum, that maybe they're starting to get some new life, he has been the dagger right now for the Broncos on offense.
Slipping through the pressure, James Butler. He's to the 30. Butler cuts back to the 15-yard line. The freshman out of Bloomingdale, Illinois. 51 yards.
Well, how's that for an answer? Boy, James Butler gets a chance. The freshman running back. And look, there's a lot of time left in this game. 12 minutes, 40 seconds. Nevada's got to capitalize.
Fajardo on 1st and 10 for the Boise State 15. Fajardo keeps. Pushed out of bounds. He'll pick up 3.
See Don Jackson, this is just right up the gut. He does a nice job, nice cutback, reading his blocks inside. You see that? And James Butler just making it happen.
Second and 7. Fajardo. Gibson, touchdown. Nevada answers.
How's that for an answer?
This is nuts.
Now it's my turn.
The tempo that both offenses play with, has it worn the defenses down that much?
It can. It can. Both of these offenses can put tremendous pressure. Gibson matched up with the linebacker, Tyler Gray, who had that big pick 6 earlier in the game. Misses the tackle. And again, Nevada, don't count him out yet. Brian Polian's team has come to play.
Don't count anything out yet. There are 12 minutes left in this football game, and who knows the next twist or turn it might take. Boise State on top, Rich Schwartz, along with Adam Archuleta. This is a wild one, and it looks like the defenses are a little fatigued right now.
It does. Just when you thought maybe Boise State was going to run away with this game, you had 4 picks from Cody Fajardo. Ian Seau responds with a pick 6 of his own. Jay Ajayi is exploding in the second half, and then again, the Nevada Wolfpack going downfield and answering. The fact that this is still an 8-point ball game with about 12 minutes to go in this game is fascinating to me.
The outset of the telecast, we told you that this is a rivalry for a lot of reasons. Games between these two schools are usually for very high stakes, and a lot of them have wild, wild finishes. And this one is living up to the history. Dallas Burrows. to the 23. Little flip. Jeremy McNichols into the secondary and caught by a toe after a pickup of 16 yards.
Oh, he's got a burst. The third time they've run that play, the first time for a 28-yard gain. The second time it was snuffed out. But you see the explosiveness that he brings to this offense on that little jet sweep look.
Under 12 minutes left. Hedrick out of the pocket, lost the ball, and Nevada has it. Unbelievable. Jonathan McNeil.
I can't tell if Raheem Yates got a hand on that or if Hedrick simply just lost control of the ball. You're going to see number 55 right there. And I can't tell if he got that left hand on there, but Hedrick trying to make something happen, gets caught up in traffic. Another swing of this ball game. You see he kind of runs into one of his offensive linemen. I think he just dropped it.
Nevada down 8. Fajardo's in trouble. Flushed to the sideline and out of bounds. It's a gain of 7. Turnovers tonight. Both coaches unhappy. Here in the Mountain West, Boise State and Nevada have been slugging it out all night. Second down. Henderson to catch. That's a first down.
How about Hassan Henderson in the night that he's had tonight, coming back from that scary-looking neck injury earlier in the game. Fajardo, timing, sets his foot, hits Henderson just as he comes out of his break, and Cleishon Page cannot close the distance.
Four trips, 4 touchdowns inside the red zone for Nevada. First and 10. Fajardo setting, throwing, corner. Henderson a jump ball. And it's over everyone's head. He's tall, but not that tall.
I think it's pretty obvious to everybody that that ball needs to come down a little bit, but boy, I love the way that Henderson has come out tonight and competed and shows that he can be a go-to wide receiver for Fajardo in this offense.
Fajardo steps up, throws, end zone, incomplete. Jared Gibson is tight end, the intended receiver. And now all of a sudden, Adam, you're looking at 3rd down and 10.
Yeah, two plays on 1st and 2nd down that got you nothing. This was a scary pass. I thought when he threw this that something bad was going to happen. Good coverage by Page. Nowhere to throw the ball, and I think Fajardo gets away with one. That's one that you see that ball intercepted very often when quarterbacks make that choice.
3rd and 10 in the red zone. For the Boise State 16.
Right now the slot's open.
Fajardo dropped. Lost the ball, but I think he got it back. Kamule Correa with the hit.
Inside, he beats, I mean, watch this. He beats the block of the left guard, Joey Engelmeyer. That's a great individual one-on-one play by Correa on a big 3rd down to get in there, get the sack, force the fumble. Fajardo fortunately falls on it.
Brent Zuzo, whose longest this year is from 40, this from 45. And he Not by much, but he got it. And so it goes. Down to a 5-point game with 8 minutes left. 8 minutes left in a wild football game in the Mountain West. Boise State on top of Nevada in Reno. Rich Waltz, Adam Archuleta, Cassie Gallo. Now this has been a crazy weekend of college football. The two teams who have maybe the biggest wins this weekend, opponents for these two teams, and they were tight games. Ole Miss, of course, took down Alabama today. Boise State, a 1-point game into the fourth against Ole Miss in Georgia. And of course, you've got Nevada, who went down to Tucson and lost by a touchdown to an Arizona team that's now 5-0. They took down Oregon this week. That's how good these two teams are. And of course, they're playing certainly in a rivalry game on a big night. Boise State with the lead and the ball. But nothing is easy right now for the Broncos offense. Ajayi busts across the 25, 6-yard pickup. Brian Lane Jr. with a stop. You notice at the top of your screen, Nevada used a timeout earlier this half. They've got just 2 left.
4-minute offense right now for the Broncos. Jay Ajayi is going to be the guy to get the ball here. And it's up for the Wolfpack to have to step up. You've got to find a way to get to the backfield.
Ajayi smothered.
That sets up an interesting 3rd down right here. And I think if you're Brian Poley, you got to think about it. Burn a timeout. Try and stop the Broncos and save some time off of the clock.
Well, with only 2, that's an even bigger gamble. Even if you're in Reno on a Saturday night. 3rd and 4. Ajayi, a direct snap. And he'll hand it off. Davis is stopped. And the Nevada defense will get the ball back. Now Nevada burns a timeout.
Second charge, timeout, Nevada. 32nd timeout.
But boy, you got to question the intention of that play call there for the Broncos.
Sean Wales kick, low liner, Richie Turner on the return. Turner through the first wave. And then blistered at the 47-yard line. The penalty will move it into Boise State territory.
Personal foul, face mask, kicking team. 15-yard penalty, we added the end of the run, first down.
And that's exactly what's happened.
Well, the defense stepped up and did their part. Gave their offense the ball, which was supposed to be around the 50-yard line. Now, because of the penalty, Cody Fajardo, the 4-year starter, gets a chance to manufacture a game-winning drive.
There's the face mask. It was late. Fajardo, 1st and 10. Can the Bronco defense stiffen? Fajardo over the top. Gibson. Boy, is he popped right at the 35-yard line. Clock runs. Nevada has just 1 timeout. They are down 5.
You've got great field position. You've got to save the timeout. You've got a chance to move the ball.
Fajardo is caught and sacked from behind. Bo Martin, the senior. And Nevada takes its final timeout.
Boy, we've
Third and
seen
final charge timeout, Nevada, 32nd timeout.
both teams, both defense have players to step up and have great individual efforts and making big plays, and that was a huge sack for Bo Martin to force a third and 8.
Here tonight, on the left, you've got Brian Polian in his second year. On the right, Brian Harsin in his first year. They match up. This has been an effort. Nevada with the ball, down 5, without a timeout, 3rd and 8. Fajardo, deep, middle, deflected, incomplete. Obviously a 4-down situation. 4th down and 8.
Well, that was almost an interception right there. Richie Turner doing his best job to break up that pass with Vallejo in coverage, and now it's about Fajardo. He's got to make a play. Watch out for Hassan Henderson at the top of the screen. He's been the go-to target. Cleashon playing way off in coverage.
Fajardo, time, middle, incomplete. Boise State gets it back. And the Broncos have held. And they can run out the clock if they can hold on to the football. And the 3rd largest crowd in Mackey Stadium history is starting to go home.
Well, Tanner Vallejo again, the linebacker who's playing that nickel spot. 2 plays in a row in coverage down the field, being a factor in being able to break up those passes. And when they had to do it, this Bronco defense, they've had their struggles here throughout a lot of parts of this ball game, but step up. Great individual efforts by Bo Martin and Tanner Vallejo to get the ball back to the offense in victory formation.
Hedrick takes a knee. There's so many twists and turns in this one. Coming up inside college football, we're going live to New York. All of the craziness that was on an incredible day in college football, from the SEC to the Pac-12 to the Big 12 to the Mountain West.
Rich, this might be one of the best days of college football I think I've ever seen. I can't really go back into my mental Rolodex, but there couldn't have been too many better Saturdays or Thursdays than we've witnessed here this week. Of course, this was a tough ball game. Both teams going back and forth. But at the end of the day, the Boise State Broncos making one more play than the Nevada Wolfpack.
In their glory years, one of the trademarks for Boise State, winning on the road and doing it in wild fashion. And they do it that way here tonight in Reno. And after a tough week at Air Force, Grant Hedrick and the Bronco offense bounce back. So it's 14 of the last 15 in this matchup. Let's go down to Cassie Gallo. Cassie.
Coach, congratulations. Wild night, but your defense came to play. How were they able to settle down and get the job done?
Yeah, well, first of all, credit to Nevada. What a great game tonight. Those guys fought extremely hard. We thought they would. Very proud of our guys and our defense in particular. They came in here against a good offense. We were able to slow them down just enough. We just hurt ourselves with turnovers and continue to do that. So we've got to find a way to fix that. It's going to come back to hurt us.
And you told us this week this team was still looking for direction. What did your offense show you?
We can score points. Still showed me that we still don't take care of the ball well enough yet. So we still have a lot of things to our standards. We won the game. I'm really happy about it, the way our guys fought. But our standards haven't even kind of come close of how we want to operate on a game-to-game basis.
Thanks, Coach.
Thank you.
Brian Harsin in his first year, the former Boise State quarterback, and the Broncos are now 4-2 and 2-1 in the Mountain West Conference. For Adam Archuleta, Cassie Gallo, our entire crew, I'm Rich Waltz. The Broncos win it. This has been a presentation of CBS Sports Network, the 24-hour home of CBS Sports. 51-46 is the final from Reno. Take it, Brent.